just fine. Got my little DJI attached microphone and all that cool stuff. So I figured I'd just jump in and get to drawing. So this guy here is the dude who is set to be the replacement CEO of Apple when Tim Cook steps down later this year. I haven't done a famous faces in a while, but yeah. Hope you all can hear me all right. I'm currently simulcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. He's got a slightly off-center tooth, this guy. One of his front teeth is a bit wonky. He's not going for the necessarily the clean look. He's not going all polished and perfect, which honestly I kind of like. I mean, it shows that he's got his credentials. Seeing these wild reports about so I'm going to just chuck on a bit of the old background tunes. Hope nobody minds. Got some So this is where I workshop some fan art and some new caricature ideas. Some bit of Vivaldi playing in the background. Oh, hey. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Sketch Jam. Hang on, I just gotta check my my stream chat. Gotta refresh that and everything. So yeah, this guy's taking over from Tim Cook, and hopefully he is able to maybe bring down the price a bit on the old iPhone, who knows. I don't think he will somehow. I think the iPhone's like one of those premium products. But when you draw a face like this, hey, good, yeah, pretty good. Still very much summer, or at least it feels very much like summer here in Sydney. Like it's just stayed unusually warm. And we're almost at May at this point, so I don't know what's going on. Let's switch this to a blue pencil. get that nose, like he's got sort of a skinny nose that has like a ridge right in the center. Some people just have like this interesting little pit right in the center of their nose. I don't have it myself, but I know plenty of people that do. And as somebody who studies faces for a living, I should know what it's called, but I don't, unfortunately. Let me know in the chat if that music is a little too loud. I might just go with this for now. Because when you draw caricatures, it's a very similar idea to how you would design a character for an animated series. So a lot of there's a lot of crossover in skill set between a caricaturist and what's it called? And a concept artist. Me, I am from Australia. Yeah, I live and I work predominantly in Sydney, although I do travel internationally and I work overseas several times a year. So I'm kind of using the opportunity right now to have a bit of a sketch. So what I'm trying to do here is sort of redesign what he'd look like if he was like in like an old school like Disney movie or something like that. Make him a little, like I've made him look a little bit too young here, so I want to make him a little bit older. here. So the large is kind of makes him look a little bit young. But this guy does have very good hair for a man his age, so... Oh, look, I mean, this drawing in this sort of style, it takes like a lifetime to... I wouldn't say a lifetime. I mean, it takes... You can probably figure out how to draw like this in about 8 to 10 weeks. Yeah, this guy, I don't want to make him look too goofy. There's a character from the movie Pocahontas, and he's voiced by Christian Bale. Like, I think Christian Bale was like a teenager when he did the voice for this character, and he's like the personal assistant of Ratcliffe. And for the life of me, I cannot remember his name, so I'm just gonna do a quick search. Pocahontas. Bad guys. So it's not. Like, it's not Ratcliffe, it's his sort of little offsider. And I can't find a picture of him anywhere. You'd think an image search would be able to find that kind of stuff. Yeah, sure. Don't feel obliged to stick around. It's all gravy. So I haven't done a proper one of these in the better part of 3 months, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty. So I'm not 100% happy with that one either, but it's closer to what I'm after. But it's a little too simplistic, so I might duplicate that. And I'll do some liquefaction, so kind of stretch him and squash him around a little bit. That's a little bit closer to what I'm after. So I'm just going to jump into the next characters on the list. So these guys are the new heroes from Overwatch 2. I haven't had a chance to really do much with them. So this character is Ayn Rand from the Season 1 reset of the game. So apparently they didn't like this character's face when she first launched, and it meant that the crew over at Blizzard had to go back and do some reworking on her. Personally, I don't understand that mindset. Her eyebrows are kind of strange, like they almost meet in the middle. hair's a bit all over the place as well. I get the idea that like these are supposed to be flames and stuff. And I'll come back to that one. Kind of made this guy look a little bit too horsey. But I also don't want to make him look like he's biting his lip either. I'll rework this nose. I'll throw this eyebrow back a little bit. Oh, dang it. Wasn't supposed to do that. So let's do some inking. See if we can't capture something. Sounds like somebody's setting off fireworks in the background there. So his lip curls up a little bit. He's got a good smile, but his teeth are ever so slightly crooked. just a little bit. Move that eye over just a teeny bit. So I'm currently in the process of finishing up reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad for the first time. It's interesting, like, I don't think I've ever felt quite so inspired to read just a regular book in forever, basically. So the older I get, the more I realize just how like phone dependent we are. Like, don't get me wrong, I love, you know, having all the time internet access and, you know, being able to sort of record stuff and, you know, put my thoughts and opinions out there onto the interwebs and everything. But at the same time, there really is like this technology has captured all of us. It is so strange. Like, I have not gone a single day in the last decade and a half, if not even longer, without looking at my phone. It's a very strange existence. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's pretty close. And I'm kind of at that point where figuring out how to do small but meaningful, like, detoxes from my phone sort of means the world to me. You ever just like go, you know what? I'm not gonna bring it with me on this particular walk, or I'm not going to bother like taking it off its charger. Because I think that's what's going to happen. Like, we're going to get to a point where we're just going to be like, oh, okay. Why? I mean, we're worried about our own children being exposed to too many screens, but what about us? Like, we are always, at least from my point of view, focused on screens. Like, so much of what we do, who we are, our jobs, like, so much of it is dependent on that. Like, I would not be surprised if most, if not all, of the people that are watching this live stream right now are watching it, you know, on their phones. And I gotta say, it is a genuinely strange Black Mirror-like feeling. But I must admit, I've actually learnt more from just scrolling on YouTube, for instance, than I have in my entire education. My entire K through 12 has just been like leading up to the point where I can safely say that I have learnt more in like a month just casually scrolling through topics of interest on YouTube or other platforms. And it is crazy just how much you can learn. Like it's not all, you know, doom and gloom and bad news. Like you can learn some very valuable like little life hacks and stuff. And that's what I love about it, you know? I'm just going to duplicate this layer, make it slightly thicker. Make him just a wee bit bigger. He doesn't really have like flicky out earlobes, so I'm gonna just rework these earlobes just a teeny bit. And bring this one down, just so he doesn't look too lopsided. Also, his ears aren't nearly as like dramatic as I've drawn them. He's got a strong chin though, good jawline. So yeah, the trick is with these, you don't want to overwork the ink either. You want it to honor the undersketch. Like the undersketch is the scaffolding. That's what holds the drawing together. But to me, like the undersketch is a lot like the raw cookie dough of the drawing. Like it's nowhere near as polished, it's nowhere near as like presentable, but it's still good, you know what I mean? Like I remember back in the day, like one of my memories as being a kid, like, you know, growing up in the 90s and like just hanging out with my friend and everything like that was we went and like I had some money and everything, and you know we went to the local arcade and I played X-Men versus Street Fighter for the first time. And I'd never seen this video game before, and I was like, I knew I sucked at Street Fighter. To this day, I'm not good at that game at all. But X-Men versus Street Fighter, that was a completely different kettle of fish. That was a game that not only could I play very well with very low skill, because, you know, I'm a button masher. I don't know how to pull off like really any of the techniques. I don't have the muscle memory or the patience to figure out how to make, you know, the Hadouken and whatnot work. Oh goodness. Get out of here, you. But yeah, that was the first Street Fighter game that I ever actually won. And it was like on the old school like arcade machine. You know, they had these like big bulky gaming cabinets that were like, you know, in video shops and, you know, sitting at the front of supermarkets and stuff like that. And I just remember absolutely crushing this game. I got all the way up to Apocalypse, and I was able to beat Apocalypse. And the characters I picked were Gambit and Dhalsim, because this is the first time that I played a Street Fighter game that had the whole, like, you could play as two characters kind of dynamic. Like when one, you know, had his, you know, his ass kicked, you could swap out to the other character, or sometimes you could swap out in the middle of the fight and everything, and you could, you know, absolutely, like, you know, increase your chances of an actual win. I'm just going to jump in and do a little bit more liquefying. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, Tim Cook has been in charge of Apple ever since Steve Jobs passed away. And this guy here, whose name has temporarily escaped me. Just give me a minute. John Ternus. So this is the guy who's taking over from Tim Cook. You know, he's got an interesting face, this guy. Just trying to nail the nose. So, effective of September the 1st, 2026, Cook will transition to the role of executive chairman at that time. John Ternus has been appointed as the new CEO of Apple, succeeding Tim Cook. This transition will take effect in the 1st of September. Experience. Ternus has been with Apple for 25 years, having joined the company shortly after graduating from the University of Pennsylvania. Previous role before becoming CEO, he served as the Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering, overseeing significant product lines including the iPhone and AirPods. Career highlights: Ternus has played a crucial role in the development of various Apple products and has been recognized as a potential successor to Cook for some time. Transition details. Tim Cook's new role: after stepping down as CEO, he will take the role of executive chairman. Leadership changes. The transition marks the first CEO change at Apple since Tim Cook took over after Steve Jobs passed away. Make his jaw just a little bit wider. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Yeah, I think he'll make a pretty decent CEO. Like, if Tim Cook was able to take Apple from a multi-billion-dollar company valuation to $1 trillion, then over $1 trillion valuation, then I'm pretty sure this guy will absolutely romp it in over the next X amount of years. He's also there's usually a Wikipedia article about it. Yeah, he's only 50 years old, so he's a Gen Xer. So this will mark the first CEO of Apple who isn't a boomer. Alright, let's chuck some colour in and call it a night. It's always important to be producing something new every day. Even if you're only just working on it a little bit here and there. Once you get into that productive mindset, you basically become unstoppable. And keep it strictly to an hour, I reckon. This iPad I've had since I think 2018, and it is by far the workhorse. I actually switched out from using the old one to the new one. I mean, the new one to the old one, and this is the old one. So yeah, this went from a sketch jam to a straight up like mini commission. That at this point I am just essentially drawing for fun, but it's It's a glimpse into how I actually work. But anyway, let's see if I can keep this to a nice crisp 1 hour stream. So far so good. I'm just gonna duplicate that layer. I'm going to do away with the shadows for now. I just want to keep it nice and, I just want to keep the colours nice and flat. Obviously I can change this later. Wow, I think I was able to. Oh no, I've gone over time by a couple of seconds. Now, what's a minute between friends? Anyway, guys, thank you once again for tuning in. There will be longer streams coming up sooner rather than later, especially for the art stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out when you get the opportunity. And yeah, I will see you when I see you.